Everyone, it's time for us to go and take a look at the iPhone 15 and compare it against the Google Pixel 7a and see which particular phone is a better one for you. Now, I will leave both these phones linked down in the description. You can get them from there and you can help support the channel at the same time. Now, what's funny is there is actually some overlap between both these devices. The Pixel 7a, which is a cheaper phone than the iPhone 15 on the front, has a 6.1-inch OLED display, and it's surprising because this particular phone, it definitely is not a flagship. It feels actually pretty good for it being kind of like a like a $400 something phone. On the front, it has the home touch display, has a little bit of, it definitely has more bezel around it than the iPhone 15, but it still doesn't look that bad. You're also getting a 90 hertz display on this thing, which honestly is very good for it being, like I said, like a sub $500 phone right now. In the used market, it's probably even cheaper. It's actually pretty good for what you're getting. Now, on the iPhone 15, on the other hand, this is a 6.1-inch Super Retina XDR OLED display. Now, it's a higher resolution than the Pixel 7a. You're also getting, thinner bezels around it than the 7a, but the hole punch on this specific one, that dynamic island, is actually bigger than the 7a's. But also, you're not getting a 90 hertz panel on here. You're getting a 60 hertz panel on the iPhone 15. Kind of interesting. Again, not a biggest deal breaker in the world, but that is kind of an interesting thing. On the rest of the bodies, you're basically getting kind of the similar type of feeling, to be honest. Like with the Pixel 7a, it's built very well for how cheap or cheaper this phone is. On the iPhone 15, you're getting these standard buttons on the side, ringer on-off switch. The Pixel 7a has that SIM card tray on the side. The iPhone 15 doesn't have one, and you're getting the volume buttons and power button on the other side. Nothing at the top. On the bottom, kind of interesting too. They both have USB-C ports. Now, USB-C has been on the Pixels for many generations now, so you're really not missing out on anything between both, but you are getting USB-C on both, which is nice. Again, is there one port that's better than the other one? Not really. They both have kind of the same type of capability, but now that Apple has just added USB-C, it's kind of like this big deal now, but Pixels have had it for years and years and years now. On the backside, we're getting our camera setups, dual camera setups on both, surprisingly, so that's kind of another interesting thing. There's a slight difference with the back though. With the Pixel 7a, you have this plastic back, which genuinely does not feel that bad. Like, it actually does not feel like that bad of a back, which is surprising to me. The iPhone 15, you're actually getting this frosted glass back, which feels phenomenal. I love having that frosted glass back, and that definitely, in my opinion, feels a lot better than the plastic back on the 7a. But the 7a's back is still surprisingly decent, and I'm actually genuinely surprised how good of a job Google did with the Pixel 7a. So on the outside, you're still getting wireless charging and things like that. IP certification on both phones as well, which is always nice to have. But that kind of covers it up on the outside. That's pretty much how I kind of sum up these two, at least on the exterior. Now, in terms of software and longevity, this is going to be a slight difference as well. We really don't know how long the Pixel 7a is going to last. I would probably make the argument that the 7a is going to last as long as probably an iPhone 12. So we still have a couple of more years left. But with the 7a, it's going to last as long as probably the Pixel 7. And the Pixel 8's got massive, upgrades in terms of the software. And this one, I don't know where we're at. So we could probably be lasting as long as the iPhone 12, maybe the iPhone 13. But with the iPhone 15, this iPhone, I think, is definitely going to be the longer lasting one. It's just going to be a device that's going to last for a long period of time. We pretty much already know how this device is going to hold up. And so that is kind of the big thing there. So in terms of that kind of covers it up there as well. Now let's go into a speed comparison between both these phones. The iPhone 15 has that Apple A16 Bionic chip inside of it with 6 gigabytes of RAM. But the Pixel 7a has that Google Tensor G2 chipset inside with 8 gigabytes of RAM. So let's go and see which one's a faster phone between both. Okay, there we go. All the apps are cleared out in the background, so let's get into it. Phone calls 3, 2, 1. Okay, there we go. Hopping out of these two. Cameras 3, 2, 1. Okay, two different kind of setups there. Hopping out of these two. Let's get into their Play stores. 3, 2, 1. And the 7a actually slightly faster there. The iPhone 15 slightly slower. Scrolling through, I will still say, even though the 7a has a 90 hertz panel, the 60 hertz on the iPhone 15 still feels and looks very good. Hopping out of these two, let's go into some other applications. We can try Genshin Impact 321. It's a pretty large game. I'm sure a lot of people have conflicting opinions on this game, but it's very good. I love this game a lot. And you can see that the iPhone 15 looks to be probably the faster one against the next couple of panels. And it was faster to get into the splash screen. The Pixel 7a took its time a little bit, but again, it's it's not the older phone either. These two phones came out this year. Hopping out of these two, We can get into some other ones. We can try Temple Run 2, 3, 2, 1. And you can see with the iPhone 15, definitely got through its panels faster. This one had this pop-up. Again, I hate when these pop-ups come up, but there's like nothing I can actually do about it. So I just kind of have to live with it. And the iPhone 15 definitely looked to be faster here. Let's go click play and see which one is faster here, 1, 2. And I'm pretty sure the iPhone 15. Actually, it glitched a little bit on the 15 right there, if you guys saw that. Hopping out of this one. Let's go and try stack, 3, 2, 1. And I think the 7A was the fast one here too. Hopping out of this one. I'm going to try Netflix, 3, 2, 1. And the iPhone 15 was faster. The 7A slightly slower. We can try Twitter. Let's skip that. Let's try Roblox, 3, 2, 1. Totally messed that one up as well. Yeah, I completely messed that one up. Actually, this one did kind of load up a little bit faster if you kind of think about it. Let's go and get into stack, 3, 2, 1. Already did this one. I totally forgot. Hopping out of this one. Let's go and try another one. Facebook, 3, 2, 1. And the Pixel 7a actually slightly faster there. Snapchat, 3, 2, 1. Okay, 7a faster there as well. So I'm having a tricky time of trying to describe which one is the faster one here. I feel like both have done a really good job so far, and I don't know if there's one that's consistently faster. So far, the 7a has been faster sometimes, and so far the iPhone 15 has been faster sometimes too. If there was one that I think was consistently faster, it might actually be the Pixel 7a, as far as I can tell. I'll look back on the footage and kind of see, maybe I'll do a full speed comparison between these two. But that's kind of how I see these specific phones holding up from that specific perspective. Now moving on to the camera side of things, I will tell you with the backside, dual camera setups on both, there's some interesting flip-flopping going on. So we have 4K at 60 on the back of both of them, 4K at 30 on the front of both of them, but the iPhone 15 can go up to 4K at 60. The Pixel 7a cannot, but there's still a lot of overlap between these two cameras. So the one thing I'll definitely tell you with the Pixel 7a, this camera is actually not that bad. Like, it's genuinely not a bad camera. It's actually a pretty good camera. I don't want to say not that bad. That makes it sound like it's not a good camera. This is actually a pretty good camera. 0.5x zoom on that way. You're getting 8x zoom internally, which is nice. You're getting camera mode, portrait mode, long exposure mode, and night sight. You're also getting the standard modes on this panel as well. So you're actually getting a lot of overlap here, which is actually really nice. And for a device like this, it's actually relatively good. It's a very, very good camera for like how old, for like the device structure that this phone is kind of behind. Now, on the flip side, what I'll tell you is on the iPhone 15, this is probably the better camera. I like this camera a lot. It's a very, very good sensor. Basically, you have everything the Pixel 7a has and then some. Getting that 0.5x zoom, but you're also getting 10x zoom, which is slightly better than what the Pixel 7a has. You're getting the standard video mode here. You're getting cinematic mode, slow mode. You're getting portrait mode as well. So you're actually getting a lot of stuff built within this camera, which is actually very good. Like I said before, I think Apple did a really good job with this camera, and they're still holding up very well because it's just a good sensor. We all know iPhones are going to be the best ones probably for that time period, and this one's a very good camera. Is it better than the S23? No, but I do think it is better than the Pixel 7a for sure. So to kind of sum up this whole entire video, what I'll definitely tell you is, I definitely would tell you that the iPhone 15 is probably the better phone in overall area, but it's also the more expensive phone. Like, you're paying more money for this device, so it kind of makes sense that this specific device is the better one. I definitely would tell you that with something like the Pixel 7a, very solid phone. I think you're getting probably the better value per dollar from this type of device. Like, you're getting better camera setups, really good, decent build quality. Even though it has a plastic back, it doesn't really feel that bad. The display is not that bad. Like, you're getting an overall really decent phone from this thing. Is it perfect? No, but I do think I think Google did a good job with this device, and I still think it has its way of kind of outshining the iPhone 15 in some ways as well. So that kind of covers it up there. If you guys have any other thoughts or questions, let me know in the comment section below. Hit the like button, that would mean so much, but definitely hit that subscribe button. More importantly than everything else, I love every single one of you guys. Hopefully I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out.